Hey everyone, this is part 4 of the Legends Speedrun Guide. This is just a bonus part just to go over some other things that were not mentioned earlier in the other parts, such as fixing the bank or the police station if you lost those during the City Hall attack, and skipping the boss in the water dungeon. Okay, so for fixing the bank or the police station, here's what you do. So this is right after we beat Marwolf, you know, Teasel's big yellow digging robot. So right afterward, you skip the scenes, you're right here. So what you want to do is talk to the mayor, confirm here, and then you will have a few options to choose. The police station, I forget is how much, it might be like 3K or something. The bank is 2,000, and I forget what this is. This might be the other houses in City Hall that got destroyed, but this one right here specifically is the bank, 2,000, so you select that. Go to the furthest digit, this is the thousands I think, and just press down to go to max. So we're going to donate 2,000 zenny, and then leave. Leave again. Now to save us some walking time, we still want to go into the support car anyway to get our walkie-talkie. But then right after that we want to go behind City Hall, and then go in and out of the door back there over and over again until the bank is repaired, because repairing buildings is based on screen transitions, at least area transitions. So like if you go between City Hall and downtown over and over again, nothing will change. But if you go between some part of the city to an outside section like Yas Plains back here, then it will change. So I'm going to go out and back in, and it should change the first stage of repair, which means it tells you that it's working. See? It's at the first stage. See that back there? So that pretty much just means you go in and out over and over again until you get a cutscene saying that it's repaired. So just keep mashing down in circle until you've gone in and out, I think, 3 times. This might be the last one, if not one more. Yep, there's the cutscene. Go ahead and skip it. Or you have to get to a certain part. There we go. Once you see him in front of the building, then you can skip it. So, bank is repaired, and then you can go ahead and call roll, and then continue on with the run. But there is one route change I do have to talk about involved. It's very minor. You remember in, what was it, part 2? It's either part 1 or 2 where I talked about Carden Ruins and, you know, getting Zenny from those nests. Well, normally you get Zenny from 2 of those nests, but if you had to repair the bank or the police station, then you get a 3rd nest. But if you had to repair both, you might have to find another source of Zenny because you might run short by the time you get to the shopping, so you might have to use those items I showed you before that you find in the box and sell those. Maybe check an extra hole or 2 somewhere around here. So, yeah, pretty much just once you go into Carden Ruins and you farm the nests for money, like I said, you normally get 2. You want to get a 3rd one if you had to repair a building. Okay, so to do the boss skip, you might be wondering, why am I in here when the boss is in the water dungeon? Well, I'll show you why. To even do the boss skip, we have to do something called kick storage. It's a frame perfect trick, and it involves kicking. So, we swap out of our mines, although if you're doing the clip out to get in here early and skip the auto scroll, you should have kick like right now. And what you do is you kick an enemy or a wall, and on the frame that the spark comes out, or on the frame that like damage is dealt before you get pushed back or anything, that's when you pause. So I'll show it on the wall first. See how spark comes out? You want to pause on the frame that it does. Right there. I don't know if you can see it at all. You might have to pause the video and check, but right when I paused, the spark was only there for 1 frame. So then you go to your weapons, swap back to your weapons. The spark continues. You do not get pushed back. You have now stored your kick. So now I swap back to kick. Now I can kick the air and I'll get pushed back as if I did kick something. Like that, you see? So we're going to be utilizing that trick to skip the boss. Now I'm also in here for another reason, and that's because there's a more time efficient way to get the kick. This is a revisit, by the way, because I forgot to show this before. So here's another way I like to store the kick. I like to get it off of this nest here, because there's better visual feedback and it's faster by a slight amount. So, right when you kick, he flashes white and everything. That's a good visual indicator too, not just the spark. So, right there, that frame. It was the frame where the nest flashed, but I did not get pushed back. So that was the frame. That was not the frame because I was pushed back before I paused. That was not the frame either. That was the frame. So that's how you know you got the kick stored. So again, once you store the kick, or once you pause on the correct frame, you swap to your weapons. Kill the nest if you want, whatever. Go into the next room. Yada 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 for when you're on your first visit. So as you can see, I stored the kick. I got pushed backwards. So what you want to do is, at some point when you have your kick out, you want to store the momentum. And then we're going to carry it all the way to the water dungeon, and then we're going to use that to skip the boss. So here I am in the boss room. Now, normally, if you weren't doing this, you know, you go down to your buster menu somewhere at some point in this dungeon, you would make your buster look like this. Well, we're not going to do that. Instead, when you go to your pause menu, you want to go down and put your kick on, get rid of the mines. And now the movement in here, you want to make sure you're running completely straight. Do not turn diagonally at all, because we need to be completely straight for our movement setup. So get the refractor as usual. I like to use the left side. I think it works on the right side, but it's a little bit more complicated. But either way. So the positioning you want to be in is this, right here. See how the wall line completely divides Mega Man right in half? Like if you look between his legs, for example, you see that the left side is blue and the right side is kind of tanned. Whatever that color that is. In between his legs you see two different colors. He's divided right down the middle. That's how you know you're in the correct position. Now, what you want to do to set up this position, there's a number of ways you can do it. The way I like to do it personally is I open this door, jump, I let go forward right when I land. Then you can either turn and then line it up. Another way I like to do it is right when I land, I walk forward just like a little bit, kind of like that. I'm lined up, that's cool, that's good. And then what you want to do next is turn around this much. Now you see how there was that dark line that's kind of touching the top of Mega Man's hair? This line here, this line right here, you want to make sure that is like it lined up with the point of Mega Man's right bit of hair. So like look at it. That might still work. This won't. This won't. This will. This probably will. This will probably, I'm unsure. This should work. That should work. This probably won't. Yada yada yada. You get it. So you see that dark line, how it kind of lines up with Mega Man's hair. That's the visual cue that I use. And as long as you have that dark line favoring the right part of Mega Man's hair, then you're in good shape. So I'll save state right here. And when I kick, the stored kick will give me enough speed to cross over the trigger and not start the fight. Just like that. See? The fight didn't start. I have the refractor. And we're good. This floor tile right here, this whole square, is the boss fight trigger. If I step on it, the fight starts. So yeah, that is how you skip the fight. Just again, make sure you have Mega Man lined up so he's divided in half by the wall. Turn around so that this dark line, this dark vertical line is dividing him in half. And then use your stored kick to fly right past it. Now the positioning is very precise, like that still worked. That still worked, I'm surprised. This will not work. See, the fight started. This will not work. This might not. Yeah, I didn't think so. Maybe this will work? Yep. This, I don't know. Still did. Alright. Maybe? Alright, still did. This should not. It still did. So there you go. Just line up that dark line with Mega Man's right bit of hair, and you have a variety of positions of angles that'll work. Just as long as you get this position right, then you're good. Just dividing Mega Man in half by the wall. And there you go. Skip the boss fight. Just like that. And just go ahead and make your way on out of here. And then once you're in Closer Ruins, you have a little bit of a different menu. Okay, so here I am in Closer Ruins. I'm going to show you the slightly different menu that we do now that we've done the boss skip. So, we didn't do the Buster menu from before, but instead we put on our kick. But now we're going to combine that Buster menu with the menu we do now. So, of course, you go to your special items, put on your skates, and then we're going to do that Buster menu we didn't do before, which is that. Because we want this set up for the group of 5 ships before the Gitzel Shaft. And then you go R1 one more time and put on your Grand Grenades. Because it would be unfortunate if you came in here, got all the way to the part where you look up and throw the grenade at the ceiling, and you had your kick on instead. So, yeah, that's the last bit of menuing changes involved with doing the boss skip.